5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait, sorry.
What?
This is every time. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Ride of Our Lives Radio. I'm Gracie.
I'm
Mike.
Right.
And this is
Rahela Tănase.
And we're in the car talking again with another really awesome person in the Chicago creative sphere. In the car on a nice, beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous.
We're going to start off. Should we start off again with the surprise? Or how did you want to present it?
Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everything. Rahela is a very special guest.
Oh my gosh, yes.
More than anything, she is been a pillar not only in the Chicagoland community. She's definitely made her own path in the community, and she's found her voice with whatever project she's either in or trying to do. So I am very happy to have her on because it's been fantastic to see her grow, but also Gracie is very excited to interview her.
I'm so excited.
Yay.
I love her. She's so great.
And I love you too.
Oh my gosh, you're like my career crush.
You're my girl crush.
Oh
Definitely
my gosh.
one of them.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
And this is kind of why I kind of want to bring these two people together, because it's kind of just like they are both amazing women and they both can learn from each other, and I want to learn a little bit more about Rahela because we have worked together, we have seen each other a lot in the community, and this is kind of like my excuse to actually get to know people. So
I love it.
this is fantastic. Rahela, we have obviously always like to start off the podcast with a little surprise for some people.
Okay.
So we're going to start it off with the surprise.
Is it candy?
I wish.
Dang, I wish. Yeah, we should do that.
But then we're gonna have to edit like out the chewing and all that.
Or we could leave it in and make it extra fun. We're just chewing into our mics.
You could just cut it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's true. What a fun way to edit. He's like, I already have so much to edit.
I know. I believe it. I
I
believe it.
don't want to do that. Okay, but you do it.
Okay, so something that we've been doing just for fun, just to get into, is we've been opening Pokemon cards on camera.
Very fun.
Mind you, we don't know much about Pokemon, but we just
really?
enjoy.
You
like,
guys don't
gambling.
know?
Yes, that's the reason why
That's the reason why I want to do this.
Well, I grew up watching Pokemon, so yeah,
okay.
maybe I might
So-
have some sort of knowledge. I mean, these are they add new Pokemon
Yeah.
and stuff like
They
that. So
do.
I am familiar with Ghastly though.
Oh, see, this is perfect. You're going to be our
Yeah.
first
Gengar.
guest that actually
Okay.
knows.
Okay, cool.
Because I've been rewatching Indigo League on Netflix, but I never played with the cards. So this is like new for me and fun for us, and we just like.
That's
Like
cute.
doing
I
it.
like it.
So
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
more than anything, pick your pack.
Pick a pack.
I think I'll grab Ghastly since I'm familiar with him, and he's got his third
give me
eye
this one.
here. And
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, open it up. But I think the thing that we're gonna do differently this time is
Okay.
that we, after you open up the pack, we're gonna go everything one by one.
Oh, we're gonna actually say what we have.
Like everybody present their cards at their own time. So you can open up the plastic.
Okay.
And
Phantasmal
tab.
Flames. I
you can
like
open
that.
up this, and then after that, we'll figure everything
Oh
out.
yeah. You're so close. I am so close.
I got it the last time.
I know you did get last time.
Mine
So
is
good.
named Phantasmal Flames.
Phantasmal Flames. Oh, I think mine has that too on the front.
Oh, really? Okay,
They all
maybe
say
that's
that?
the basic energy. Ooh, that's so cute.
That's true, because I wonder with the people who, of our many adoring fans, who of course will be also super into Pokemon, they'll be like, what did they get this time? And we'll
Yeah.
get to tell you guys.
So,
I love that.
Rahela, just show us what you got. You can only show us the shiny ones if you want.
Yeah, the shiny ones are my favorite, but I like
Mine
this
too.
one too. I like.
Show us your favorite,
Should I show the people?
and then just tell us what you got.
Oh wait, okay, so you got
Oh, the pink one. Yeah,
Rotom,
I like the red one.
Dugong, Moltres, Alcremie. Oh, that's cute. I like this
I know,
one.
I like
Even
Alcremie too.
Even though it's not sparkly or shiny, I like that one.
El Cremi.
Oh,
There you
very
go.
nice, very nice. Oh my gosh, it's so fun when you do get
I do like Moltres.
the shiny
too.
ones. Ooh.
What did you guys get?
I got a full art.
What'd you get?
I got a full art.
Wow.
What does that mean?
So like
Oh, the whole thing
card,
is-
the whole
It's so
card.
pretty.
And even studying up on your terms.
Oh yeah, the full art. Yeah,
Trainer.
the trainer. The
Woo.
trainer. You want that one?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, here
Should
we are.
Are we trading?
No.
Dang.
Okay.
I guess
You get to keep it.
I guess we could though. People
you.
do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I got Gligar or Gligar. I got
Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is iconic.
I was gonna say that one next. That one's even though it's not shiny.
I want this one.
I thought
No,
that was
Jigglypuff
fun.
is iconic. Snubbull is cute too.
Jigglypuff.
Oh, you give me all the cute
What
ones.
else do I have?
You can eat my
That's
Jigglypuff.
fine.
Brazong.
I just want to I want the
Bronzong.
dopamine. That's all I want.
The dopamine of this is where the gambling comes
Now
in.
they're
Just like a
matching.
hit.
Oh,
give me a hit.
This one's a fun one. But I don't know how to say Ambipom. And Ambipom.
I got the other version of it.
Oh, you do.
I got the base version.
Mine's shiny.
Wow.
There you go. You want this one then?
Sure.
So that
What can I give
because then you can actually play this card because this is the first evolution and then you could go that one and then that's how you actually play.
Oh, look at him. He's been studying up
I've
on
been
this.
trying to study up.
What's your
Battle cage.
favorites?
I don't know.
That one's
Well,
pretty.
I don't know.
This one's really pretty.
What is everyone's basic energy that they have?
Yeah. Basic
Mine's
and
purple.
Basic.
No, but aren't they different colors sometimes?
Well, mine is
Basic
gray.
energy.
Oh, yours is gray.
Yeah.
Yours is a psychic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Psychic.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Alrighty, so let's
Very
put them
fun.
away. But
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
we just like to always start it off like that, just to like,
Cute.
Just to have a little fun thing.
go ahead. I'm not gonna let you.
Okay. I already sent you some ideas of questions.
Yay.
Just like things, general ideas that I just basically things that I already like getting to talk to you about, like what inspires you. Do you want to take the time just to kind of give like a little brief history of like either where you went to school or what got you into fashion or what got you into styling or what you got you into like the Chicago fashion space? If you want to introduce yourself with that.
Okay, cool. Those are awesome questions.
Sorry, that was a lot. I
Yeah,
realized that
yeah.
was a lot.
Where should I start?
Where did
What do we think?
Where did you start with fashion?
Oh, okay. How about I could start with school a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because I really loved my school experience. I'm really grateful for it. I went to, so I guess how I got into fashion was I've always wanted to be into fashion, right? Growing up as a child, I would play dress up. Like that was just like one of my favorite things. I would watch America's Next Top Model.
Oh, yes.
And it was through America's Next Top Model that I personally figured out as a 10-year-old that I wanted to be a creative director.
Right.
But just had no words or understanding. I come from an immigrant family, and what you hear a lot of the times whispering in your ear by your parents is, be a nurse, be a doctor, be a lawyer. There's really no encouragement to pursue creativity just because they want you to be safe and they want you to make money. So it comes from an intention of a desire for their child to be able to support themselves, and the creative field is always a little bit more
Risky.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's so relatable because I can tell you, like growing up with my sister, I have a younger sister, and she literally took that path. She took the path of trying to become a lawyer.
Yeah.
But like more than anything, she is my inspiration for like a lot of photo shoots, a lot of ideas that I'm trying to do because she did grow up with like American Next Top Model or like doing Pinterest or looking at a lot of magazines and like for that, like I rely on that for so many different aspects that it's just like you're completely right where it's just like in an immigrant household they want you to be safe, they want you to be successful, they want you to be secure with whatever decision that you make.
Yes.
Which
it's more about security.
Yeah, it's more about security. But
they don't want to see you suffer, and that's what they know will always stand the test of time as far as career goes. But and I did try. Like I tried to listen to my mom. I pursued. I really put myself through hard classes in high school. Arguably, high school was so much harder than anything else that I did education-wise.
I understand that.
As far as like the AP classes go and the science and math portion of honors, like it was a struggle for me, but I forced myself to do it because I was told if I do well in high school, then I can get the money to be able to go to college.
Yeah.
And I took the AP courses for AP Bio. Did terrible, and I was like, Mother, I cannot. I'm so sorry. I did my due diligence and I tried, but this is just, I will kill someone if I were to ever go into a field that had to be in the medical field at least. And so while I was in college, I was like, maybe I'll do business. I did a business course. It was, I don't know, statistics or something. I'm just like, this is absolutely torture. There's no way that I can continue. I dropped the course after like 2 weeks. And then I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, ooh, design. I'll try the design class. And it just like immediately it clicked and I felt so good. And I was like, I'd step into the classroom and felt like I belonged.
Where was this? What school was this?
This was at Harper. I just went to
they have a good
community
design
college.
program.
Well,
So I've been told for fashion, they have like a
Oh,
pretty
really?
good, yeah,
Well,
pretty good fashion program.
So this was just design in general. It wasn't for
okay.
fashion, so
Okay.
I can't speak on that.
Okay.
But just like art as design as like an art, I took that. And I took it like the first one and the second one, and then I was like, okay, I should transfer out and actually like go to a design program. And I saw UIC had a design program.
Oh, okay.
And I was also told like, go to somewhere like UIC because their program is based off of a lot of theory, and it's not just about building your portfolio, it's about really learning all the theory that comes with being a graphic designer.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, and so I went, and I really loved it. I mean, it's not perfect, and then, there are people out there that have their complaints and stuff like that, but whenever you're learning anything at first, you do have to be kind of told what is right and what is wrong, right? And that's kind of what I got as far as, what the proper way to design is. We spent hours and hours just pushing words and images on a plane and just seeing and understanding the relationship between those things, between typography and imagery. And
that's, I think, the most important thing, right? Like for a teacher to tell you like, hey, look, these are all the rules. Learn all the rules, and then after that you can break them.
I do like
do
that,
whatever you want.
And UIC didn't technically do that other part as much, but what I did, when I went, okay, hold on, I'm gonna cut that. Okay. This is what happens. I get into a spiral.
No, it happens to me all the time. All the time.
So UIC didn't necessarily do that as much, but what I'm really grateful for that I ended up doing was I kind of followed my heart, and I wanted to study abroad. And so one of the choices that I could have as a schooling is going to Central St. Martin's.
I saw that.
Yes. And
where's that located?
So that's in London, and it is arguably one of the best fashion schools in the world.
Okay.
Like, it's top 3. That and like Central St. Martin's and maybe like Savannah, like SCAD or whatever it's called. Like, there are a couple that kind of fight for that position all the time.
Right.
But alum like Alexander McQueen
and John Galliano.
Yes. And one more as well, but I cannot think of it.
I can't either.
Stella McCartney.
Oh, okay.
She graduated from there as well. So it produces really artful, I would say. It's a very creative and encouraging environment to what's the word I'm looking for?
Like it gives students the foundation to be creative.
Yes. Yeah. So when I was at Central St. Martin's, I was told that nothing is the right way. Right? It's all you are the person who chooses what is right and what is wrong. And as someone who was always told what was right and what was wrong, it was a struggle to kind of adjust to. But what is really great about that technique of kind of like forcing the student to have a perspective, right? And that having a perspective, you can't really do anything if you don't, grow that perspective and show that. And so that is a part of, that's how Central St. Martin's, I think, nurtures its students to become actual artists.
And I imagine that definitely catered to the part of you that really wanted to be a creative director. Like letting you be in that front seat to like make your own decisions, have your perspective and create with that and have, tangible ideas that you bring to fruition. Like that is so cool.
Absolutely.
I got a question for you. I want you to describe who was Rahela before you went to the school and
I'm so curious.
Until after the school, and basically after you learned all these concepts. I want you to explain, like, how did you grow? What did you actually learn from it? You learned how to find your own voice, find your own artwork, find
Yes,
your own
yes,
thing.
yes.
But I really want you to put us in your mindset of like, who was Rahela before going to that school? And
Totally. And I love that question
Yeah.
because I do talk about this as well. And it was so essential to who I am today. Like
Yeah.
going there,
believe
like
it.
I came
could-
back a changed person.
Yeah, I
Completely.
can definitely see that. Like
Yeah.
you were like wearing like I'm probably just imagining like you were just like just accustomed to the standards here of like America.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
over
yeah,
there,
yeah,
You
absolutely.
found
Different.
something like where like you can do whatever you
Yes.
want. You can be who
Yes.
you want. You can be the artist.
Yes.
You can do all this.
Absolutely. I remember walking in and being surrounded by people.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember walking in and being surrounded by students who all wore turtlenecks, and I was just like, I love wearing turtlenecks too.
I
I
love
was
that.
like, my people, where
Yeah,
have
yeah.
you been this
That
whole
is so
time?
Europe.
Yes. I was like, okay, like it was such a monumental moment because I saw myself reflected in other people,
Yeah.
right? And the students there are not afraid to wear whatever the fuck they want, and
Love
they
that.
just big frills, big dresses, like anything that they're making too, right? Because you've got designers who are just sewing away and making things constantly. And so a really big factor being there was being able to see myself in other people in that school, and then they were being celebrated, right?
That
It
is
wasn't
nice.
just that, but it was the celebration of the fact that people like me exist and
Yeah.
that we're being uplifted and like seen for our genius versus, oh, that person's just fucking weird, you know?
That's. I've talked about this, like the idea of. I love that you bring that up, actually. And this is one of the questions I was gonna get excited
Sure.
to ask you about. Just the idea that like no matter where you go, fashion. Everyone has a different idea of what fashion is and what is good taste and what is style. And there are definitely some spaces where I felt so similarly going to even just Columbia in Chicago versus like my high school, where it's like a whole room filled with fashion people getting to just wear whatever the fuck they want, and it's like it is
Yes.
celebrated, and it's
Absolutely.
not like that everywhere else necessarily, where it's like I would be considered the weird girl if I looked a certain way that I really want to dress, but it's like in another space it's considered just expressing who you are.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to take those creative liberties, and it is so freeing.
Yeah, it is freeing.
I love
And that's
that.
part of why I love the fashion community too here in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, there's a time and a place for everything, and sometimes reading the room is important as far as like what you are wearing. But in general, just like you have to commit to yourself too. You're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for yourself and your expression, right? So, but to kind of go back and answer the question
Oh, yeah.
fully, I would definitely say, the validation that like who I am is not only allowed to exist, but is also being celebrated. It really just like changed the chemicals in my brain,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I came back, a completely different person, and filled with a lot more confidence and pride in who I can be and what I can create.
That's
the best feeling.
And then I found my
Yeah.
partner like shortly after
Oh.
that too. So it's like when these big moments of character development and change and the release of the old and the acceptance of the new, there's always these monumental moments that kind of
Yeah.
follow after. And yeah, it was I can't wait to go back.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that for you.
Thank you.
That's literally fantastic to hear that you not only have gotten a lot of good things come your way, but my next question is like you being celebrated over there is and learning how to be celebrated for your uniqueness or your artist. Like, tell us some ways where like how you were celebrated through that. Like, was it like, hey, were you presenting your own designs, or was it like, hey, people were saying great things about your outfit, or was it like, well, tell us some things that like how you appreciated being celebrated too, or how you would like to celebrate other people, or how you saw other people be celebrated over.
Yeah, I think it was just like a lot of acceptance of just wearing things and people recognizing. I think that's another part of why I love the fashion community too. Again, here in Chicago, it's just like real recognizes real, right? Talent recognizes talent.
Very
Right.
much.
And everybody, like, if you want to garner respect, like, just do you, and then people will
yourself.
see that, you know, and they'll value that. And that's kind of what happened there. I think also another thing that really did just like kind of like boost my confidence and made me feel like I was kind of moving towards the right path was I had taken a fashion communications class while I was there. And, you know, it was just like everything that I could have dreamt of and more. The tutor, because they're called tutors there, they're not called professors, but the tutor that I had, she reminded me of the character from Devil Wears Prada. What's her? Miranda Priestley,
Miranda Priestley.
or Anna Wintour, as we all know,
Wintour.
right?
Yeah.
And she just kind of had that sort of vibe, and I was like terrified of
Oh
her.
my God,
like
I
she
would
would
be.
lock you out of the classroom if you were late.
Oh my God, I've had that before actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like slightly terrified of her, but also like romanticizing myself being in like
Yeah.
a
Being in
Devil
that
Wears Prada
position.
moment.
Yes.
But that class was everything that I have always wanted and more. And at the end of the class, for our project, our final project, we all had to kind of create. I don't really remember the premise, to be honest, of the project, but I know that what I ended up doing was designing, shooting, and styling a magazine.
nice.
And a zine, yeah, based off of
Yeah.
the style. It was honestly it was a reflection of the style that I experienced here in Chicago and what it looks like in contrast to London and London
very
style.
Okay.
It is in some ways, and it's very similar in other ways. I think there's this grunge, right? This grunginess that is experienced here in Chicago, and it's also experienced in London. And I saw the similarities, and I just kind of wanted to do a study on that. And so I created this magazine about it. And at the end of the class, you know, we've got all of these students from Parsons, right? They're they're all kind of like, you know, they're privileged. They kind of come from money, and like, here I am just doing what I love, you know. And she took my magazine and she's like, this is what I expected from all of you guys.
Wow, that's like the highest
I was
compliment.
like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Miranda Priestley herself.
They're all gonna hate me now, like. But she was like, I'm very disappointed in everybody else and what they turned in. And then she asked me to go outside of the classroom, and she pulled me aside and she's like, if you ever wanted to need a recommendation to come to Central St. Martin's, like, I would be more than happy to give you that recommendation.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Yeah, so that was just like, okay, this is all I've ever wanted to do with my life, and now I'm getting validated by somebody who I clearly respect, and in a place that I clearly respect. And yeah, that was definitely
It's huge.
Yeah, it was a really good experience, a good you know, a little boost
Yeah.
into
no,
the
I
right
imagine.
direction. So
Well, because like
yeah.
it kind of goes back to the whole idea of just like we just want to. It only takes that one person that we actually want to get like
Right.
certain validation
Yeah,
from
that's
and
true.
constructive criticism from.
Yeah.
To just like be like, hey, I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right, and I know that
On the right path.
I'm the right path.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And that's definitely what it felt like. And from there I was like, okay, well, I have to go back and go do my graduates. You know, like that was the next thing in my head. But then I met my partner and I was like,
Maybe not time just yet.
yeah.
Is it something you're thinking of doing? Going to a graduate program within fashion, or not anymore?
You know, it's always been something that I've definitely dreamed about doing. I think, you know, I love education and I love learning and I love being in that environment. So that's a part of it. But then the other part of it is like connections. At the end of the day,
Takes a lot of connections.
What being in a university is a lot about, and in my opinion, is about connections. And so that was kind of the idea that I would go back to gain those connections.
Okay,
But, you know, I'm here now in Chicago and things are kind of popping off. And
Yeah, you're getting a lot of connections here.
Yes, and so I'm kind of just following the breadcrumbs, as I like to call it. And the breadcrumbs have led me to where I am right now. And I don't think that that's by accident. So I'm going to continue to just kind of do that and see where things lead me.
Nice. That's definitely nice. And I mean, what I have seen with you being part of FGI and just growing as in your position in the Chicago fashion scene, like I will meet so many people and they'll be like, "Oh, you were styled by Rahela." And I was like, "Yes, I was styled by Rahela," because people know who you are.
Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh, your reputation is speaking for itself.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Which is definitely
It's good to hear, though.
Oh yes, no, yeah, because your work speaks for itself, and also your personality of just being this kind, creative individual definitely already speaks for itself.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. And honestly, it is an interesting thing, though. We were talking about this off camera, just like being perceived it's a whole other thing. I've talked to Abe about this before. This pressure of like being perceived, all eyes are on you, but you want to grow, but you're trying to find a balance, and you're in the public eye in a way, because everything you post is public. And how has that been, trying to balance that? Because I imagine it's a lot.
Yes, yeah, it's definitely been arguably the most challenging thing as I move as somebody who just wants to do what she loves. I just want to create, and I want to be able to make money off of it. Like, I just want to do what I love, but like with that, in the community, when we're in community, which like is also so essential, like the better, the more you push into it and the good work that you do, the more visibility you gain. And that can be for the better and for the worse, as I've experienced. Yeah. I think that, kind of like what I had mentioned earlier, the more visible you become in the community or in anything, the more you become a lightning rod for people's projections and their insecurities and judgments. And that was one thing that I just wasn't expecting. I've never been in that position before, so it's been an interesting thing to navigate, but it's also been a really good experience to be able to have a choice to choose myself in those moments, right? It's like you don't know, you don't know until it happens, and then you have the choice to believe these things about what someone might be saying about you who doesn't know you, or just understand that they're completely projecting and they're just incredibly insecure. And do I choose myself, and do I choose who I know who I am to be, or do I choose the narrative of somebody else? And being able to be forced to make that choice, it does build confidence as well. And it builds a self-trust within yourself.
That's good, not just career advice, but like that's good life advice. Just remembering that and focusing on you are this is I don't know if have you ever read the book or watched the movie Where's Bernadette?
No, but it sounds cool.
It's a really cool book where this mother is an artist, and for many years she loses herself, just being a wife and being a mother. But in the end, there's this quote that I always remember, where she talks to her old mentor, and she talks about how her life just changed completely, and she kind of fell a little bit off of the creating wagon. And he said to her, like, you are a menace to society if you are not creating. It is in your blood. You are a menace to society if you do not create. And I honestly, I love those words. I think about it so often. But
That's beautiful.
It is, isn't it? And honestly, it reminds me so much of myself. When I am not creating, I am not in the best headspace within, my relationship with myself, my abilities, But I mean, it's hard to also just constantly be letting yourself do that when there are all these voices and there are, there's the perception, and you have to wear so many hats by being in, especially the creative industries. You have to wear so many hats you have to know how to market yourself. You have to know how to make money. You have to reach out to people. You have to communicate all of this. You can't just create, and it's exhausting sometimes.
Yes.
Not even just sometimes, but
it is incredibly edifying, though, in the end.
That's a good word for it,
Yes. I think just in general, you're kind of forced to own yourself a little bit more when it comes to, like for me at least, I'm freelancing full time, and I'm not making as much money as I'd like to be at the moment, but things are starting to pick up. But I think one of the, something else that I'm very surprised by is as to how character building being a business owner is in general, or freelancer or whatever you'd like to call it. You are really forced to own everything, like on your schedule, what you have capacity for, what you don't have capacity for, and you have to figure out and gauge all of those things. So it's really just like another huge tool of learning more about who you are.
Oh my gosh,
and some people never do, because they always get a job and by somebody else, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I just
totally different.
Didn't realize how.
Do you ever see yourself going back into, like, let's just say a 9-to-5, or do you feel like, oh, I've honed into this idea of entrepreneurship and just try to continue that path and just forge, now you have both sides.
Yeah.
Like which side would you consider, like, oh, I want to spend a lot more time into this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
We're all thinking about those questions.
I don't think I think that for the longest time I wanted that 9-to-5. I did try pursuing, like, I almost worked at Ralph Lauren. Like, I applied to so many different senior designer positions, in the past, and even now some creative director positions, and it just never, like, when something is not for you, it's just not for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was just not my path.
Right.
And it's really important to be attuned to what you are meant to be putting out in this lifetime, in my opinion. That's my belief, and in this lifetime, in this very moment, like, this is where I'm supposed to be. And who knows, maybe a 9-to-5 type of situation in the future is something that is meant to be. I really can't tell.
But isn't that amazing, though, that, like, now in 2026, you can literally make your own path. And, like, you have the resources, you have the community, you have the knowledge of asking for help to just make it, or figure out how to just get there.
Well, thankfully, because I definitely couldn't have done it on my own. Like, absolutely not. I can't do it on. I mean, and my partner Daniel, he's just a very talented with running businesses, creating businesses. He's been doing it since he was in his teens. Oh, wow. And yes, he's just a full-blown entrepreneur in himself. He's got his own business, but he's still working full-time too at the same time, and
oh my gosh,
looking to make that transition really soon. But if it wasn't for him, I would not be anywhere close to where I'm at right now, because he has just had so much wisdom that he's poured into my life as to how to navigate a lot of different things. Yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And likewise for him, when it comes to emotional things, like, we both carry our own, we both carry our own geniuses, and we have helped each other in those things. But right now I'm enjoying what it is that I'm experiencing, which is that freelance entrepreneurship life, and it's been such a huge getting to know myself process.
Oh my gosh, I believe it.
But who knows, maybe in one day I'll become like a creative director of a fashion brand that is more of a 9-to-5. That's slightly a part of a dream that I do have, but at the same time, the freedom and the flexibility, it fits the ADHD.
There you go.
Creative. So who knows? But I'm open to all of it. I've learned really to loosen up on, like, the grip that I have on life and what's supposed to happen, and just to actually co-create with the universe, and realize that it's a co-creation, versus just like this is exactly my path and what I'm going to do. Because it just doesn't work that way.
And honestly, for me, for 2026, that's something I actually have a goal for. Like, I wrote it down and I manifested it, hopefully for 2026, is to actually collaborate with more people. And actually just, like, figure out what's something that we can actually create together as a team, as, like, a community, as, like, more teamwork between people, because I feel like that's something that we're always afraid to ask. So, like, ask for help, ask for knowledge, ask for whatever that may be. Like, for me, that's definitely something that it's always difficult, because I'm like, I don't want to be a burden on somebody, or I don't want to be like a nuisance or anything like that. So like, for me, I'm always, now I'm gonna try to work my way to just like take step by step to just like get that from you,
Yeah.
from other people. Like
Yeah.
for you and your partner, you guys have a give and take
Yeah.
relationship between like either emotional help or asking for advice for entrepreneurial help. So like for you, was that a difficult process for you, or was that something that was very easy that you're just like, I can already sense it a little bit as far as just like you're very like, hey, like I'm willing to help, or hey, I'm willing to just to help my friends or community or whatever it may be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so I guess the question is, how do I navigate asking for help, or
Yeah. How do you navigate asking for help, and how do you either receive help if let me just say it like that. How do you ask for help, and how do you like to receive help?
Okay, let me see.
Oh yeah.
Let me think about this for a second. How do I mean, maybe it just comes like, maybe I do it so naturally, so I don't really think about what that looks like, because we all struggle with different things. I think, I am a gal who wears her heart on her sleeves. So so I have constantly needed help growing up. I mean, I would say that, and I don't even know what my learning style is just yet, but my learning style is definitely not the same as my peers growing up.
Right.
And so I was in constant need of extra help because of that. I just move a lot slower in general.
Right.
And I think it's because I do have sensory processing sensitivities.
Right.
So I'm more aware of the information. I'm more aware of information, and I'm receiving more information than the average person. So that means that I need to move slower in order to process more of that information.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And so in school, it was quite challenging because I didn't move quickly and I didn't catch on to things as quickly, but that's because I was stimulated more.
I believe it.
And I see that now post.
I see.
But at the time, I had no idea. But I got used to very quickly asking for help all the time because I just wasn't up to par with all of my peers. So I got comfortable asking for help.
That's good.
I guess, from a young age, I would say.
That's a good skill, knowing how to ask for help.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've, even with just like, honestly, a lot of the pain and trauma that I have experienced in my past, like that required me to also ask for help, because if I didn't, then I would have just combusted, So yeah, from an early age, I think I've just gotten comfortable, being able to do that because I know my limits and I know the situation, and I'm like, if I don't ask, then I'm going to be left behind.
Right. Right.
And then as far as navigating helping others, I mean, I think it becomes, it's a very natural thing.
It seems very natural for you.
Yeah. I think what comes with helping others, I think for someone like me, is actually understanding engaging capacity a little bit, because I might actually tend to overextend myself. Historically, I have overextended myself, and so the question for me would be what is worth extending that energy towards, and who might be maybe abusing that.
Some people can appreciate it. Some people can just
take advantage of it.
And so that's kind of that nuance that I've learned as a people pleaser growing up.
I see.
That has been my challenge. But maybe your challenges are different, and that's okay too. But that's my experience.
That makes sense. Within the idea of, this is totally reminding me, within the idea of, working with other people and everyone bringing their own strengths to the table, when it comes to collaborative processes, we've done collaborative things together, which has been so fun. With you styling and being a stylist on the news.
Oh,
she has been a stylist on the news. Which
I've done that, yeah.
is very, very cool. When it comes to any dream collaborations, I know we were just talking about like whatever comes, is you believe that whatever happens, it's meant to happen.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm very
yeah.
much the same. Do you have any ideas for dream collaborations that you'd like to work with specific people or specific cities, or when it comes to just creating further with either clients or specific projects?
Right.
Like, where do you think that'll go for you?
That is a very good question, and I have
And
not,
if you don't know
not
the answer,
given
that's
much
okay.
thought to, but that's okay.
It's okay.
I think for me, I mean, here I could talk about. I mean, what immediately came to my mind, actually, was being involved a little bit more in the Romanian community
Oh,
with
yes.
fashion. Actually, I just went to a Christmas.
saw you
Romanian
posted that,
event. Yeah, and it was a really good time. But I also met some really awesome people, and one person who I do know, Sarah Stan, who is the owner of Stan Mansion. She's Romanian, and
okay.
and so there's a lot of Romanian events that she puts together there. But she wants to be doing a fashion event for Women's Day, which outside of America, Women's Day is a very big deal.
Yeah, okay.
It's essentially like a lot of countries' Mother's Day too, but a lot of women are celebrated. Like all the women are celebrated on that day, and so she wants to honor women in that way, and she wants me to be able to style the Romanian traditional clothing as well, and do it maybe in a more modern way, which I have been. That's like something that I've been studying, just like low key on myself, so that I can, because I think what is beautiful and what makes style is when you are able to take different parts of yourselves and either, like for this instance, take like a Romanian traditional clothing and then modernize it, right? So it's about making it relevant to what's happening today.
Oh my gosh,
And so, where was I going with that?
That is such an exciting thing to get to be a part of, because especially it caters so much to your identity that you're so proud
Yes,
of.
yes.
I love that.
Yes. Well, and it's something that I feel like as a child of an immigrant, I was robbed of the culture that my family came from.
What are you, by the way?
I'm Romanian.
You're Romanian.
Yeah.
Okay. Just I'm like, okay, the collection.
Yeah, so my father's family immigrated here. They came here in asylum from Romania during the communism reign of Ceausescu, which was awful. And then once the Romanian people executed him, my dad, eventually when he was going to marry, they went back to Romania and my parents met, and they came back to America with my mom, and here I am.
And you were born here?
Yes, I was born here. Yeah. But, there's so much nuance when it comes to being a child of an immigrant. There's so many things that you have to navigate that are like American peers whose lineages have been here for a lot longer. They don't have to figure out. Like you end up having to put like your adult pants on a bit earlier on. And it makes you confused sometimes too. You don't know what to identify with. You don't really know who you are. It's a struggle, but it's okay because you also grow and learn from those things. And a part of what I'm doing now is, like I mentioned, I feel a little robbed of my ability to, because when you grow up in a culture, it just kind of happens. You like inherently just grow with it. Like there's really not as much effort, right? But when you're in America and there inherently isn't really that much culture,
right.
It takes like effort to continuously keep up with the traditions and the food, and there's so much culture that gets lost if you don't you keep up with it and you're intentional about it. And so that, and then in my opinion, that's how a lot of Americans turn into orphans. There's no roots. People don't have any roots. So then what happens? Culture vulturing, like all of these other things, tend to end up, just all of these negative effects tend to come up from those types of things.
That's so interesting that like as you got older, you're actually getting a little closer to your culture.
Yes.
And like for me, it's the exact same way. Like for me, I grew up doing some culture things for like Mexican dances, or just
that's
go
nice.
to like a lot of religious stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I'm like, no, I want to learn a little bit more about that, more about the history of like Mexico, or like recently, the past couple of years, I've been learning how to salsa and
Very
bachata.
That is
nice.
quite
It's
fun,
like,
yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to just have this culture where it's just like, hey, it's very inviting. It's very loving. It's very
It is.
interesting to always learn about it. And
Yeah.
it's always going to be a part of me, which is fantastic to always know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I encourage everyone, like, it doesn't even have to be that close, right? But, like, I really do think, like, if you don't know your past, then you can't move forward in your future, right? And the roots need to and they need to go somewhere. You need to be able to be rooted in something. And, you know, if that connection can get created as far as your ancestors go, and figuring out, like, where you can root yourself and why and how, I feel like moving forward, you understand your path better.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So, as far as most ideal collaboration, I think, you know, collaborating with the Romanian community here and doing what I love with that. I also got invited to a women's sewing circle, and I'm going to be creating my traditional Romanian blouse. They're going to help me be creating it, and it's just like the Romanian blouse is so important to the community and the culture. It has so much meaning, and it's like you put armor. It's you essentially are sewing in these symbols that protect you.
Wow. Okay,
Yes. So there's
I
so
didn't know
much
this.
meaning in the symbols that are on the shirt, and it's a very like spiritual thing as well. And I feel like a lot of cultures have that, but I'm very excited to learn and
That is so
do that.
exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I actually, part of what I was going to ask is, within you embracing your Romanian culture, how do you show that on yourself? Like, when it comes to you dressing yourself and incorporating your own touches of style, and things that you want to take from your culture, or things that you see other people incorporating from the Romanian culture. How do
Yes.
you inspire yourself to be dressed as you?
So I'm still learning, I would
Oh, I
say,
believe
a
that.
little
I'm
bit,
always-
right? Yeah, you know, there are certain designers who I gravitate towards that kind of take the elements of the traditional wear and they modernize it, right? So there's a Romanian designer called Marami that, takes these, there's a lot of wool and sheep herding that happens in Romania. So there's a lot of wool pieces that are made, and she takes that plus the Romanian blouse, and she actually went to Central St. Martin's too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. and she has done some really awesome modern renditions of that. So I have a couple of her pieces. There's a Ukrainian designer, so the Ukrainian culture is very close to the Romanian culture in a lot of different ways.
yeah.
The language is very different, but the cultures are similar. And there's I forgot what her name is, Shapova Lowena. So she does this awesome, that skirt, everybody recognizes the skirt with the carabiners on it. It's got that black leather
Oh, yes.
belt,
Yes,
right?
you have one.
Yes,
Yeah, I love
yes.
that skirt.
And that's kind of the rendition of what Romanian women would wear, where you've got that one piece, and then you've got the belt that holds it into place. You've got like a cloth piece that goes around you, and then you've got the belt holds it into place.
I see.
So it's just kind of like a reworked version of that kind of way of making a skirt.
I see, yeah.
You know, you've got that you've got the black leathered belt, and then you've got the cloth that comes with it, but it's held by carabiners, which I think is so cool.
I think that is so cool.
Yeah. So just like learning more about what the traditional wear looks like, and understanding how it is being maybe modernized within the culture in Romania, even in Ukraine. I feel like Ukrainians are so fashionable too, and I get a lot of inspiration from what I see there. But I think it's something that I've been studying, and it's a challenge, and it's an exciting thing to do.
That is an exciting thing to do.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Add on a little bit to what you just said, like, who are some of the people that inspired you, like Mamma Mia, and just like maybe other, like, either stylist, designers, or anything like that? Like, who do you grab even more inspiration? I know you said a
who
lot.
inspires you?
Yes.
On either, it doesn't even have to be with like the Ukrainian or Romanian culture, but it's more of just like who do you grab inspiration for, like either your designs or everyday wear or
Right.
how you style yourself every day.
Yes. So I would say there's like this is a kind of a double answer,
please.
because I would say one would be how I'm feeling, right? How do I want to feel today?
Yeah.
How do I want to make myself feel today? Do
Oh,
I want
I
to
love
feel
that.
romantic and
Yeah,
playful,
'cause it changed.
or
The
do
way you
I
feel
want?
changes.
Yes, exactly. Or do I want to feel more powerful and strong and more intimidating, almost too, right?
I love that feeling.
Yes. And there's a duality that exists within me, and there's different personalities that exist within me, and they all have their moment to exist via styling and through the fashion that I wear. So it's definitely through feeling, but then it's also through my interest and my special interest. So
Right.
I'm definitely on the like autistic spectrum. So I have
You have your special interest.
I have
Yeah,
my
the
special
special
interest, and I love period pieces.
Oh, I love period
so much.
pieces.
I
Yes.
almost exclusively watch only period
Oh my
pieces.
gosh, yes, a historical piece and the costuming. I love it.
It might sound boring to some.
No, not to
But-
me. I love it.
To me, it is that, and then like I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, Star Wars fan, all of that stuff. So that's kind of the world. I'm kind of like a peer all the time.
Yeah.
But the influences of just like the corsets and the puffy sleeves and
Yeah.
mixing materials. I love mixing
Oh my
materials.
gosh, yes.
I'm a Taurus, so Taurians, we love. We're very earthy and we're sensual, and so we love the play on like furs, laces, corduroy, whatever it is that just like being able to, because they all have different vibrations, right? And so when you mix different materials, it creates a different vibration.
Totally.
Yeah.
And
Totally
it's
true.
so interesting to be able to see the effects of what it would be to mix this suede with this type of lace, and like what does that vibe give off?
Yeah.
And so it's a constant play. I'm just constantly playing
It is.
with those types of elements, those interests, So
I'm curious.
I love
So
that.
as you're playing around with all these different like styles or aesthetics, let me just put an example. You say you dress powerful to get that feeling of whatever that may be. Like, I'm curious, do you take that power from like your tutor and how she dressed, or like how you like dressing from a certain era? Do you like almost put yourself into like almost like a character to just be
Yeah.
like, hey, look, I want to just like be and act and talk like this way because I'm dressed this way, or
Yeah.
whatever that may be.
Yeah, I would say so. I think regardless, I also like to subvert people's expectations of me.
Okay.
So that kind of plays into it as well, like I might be in this like frilly little pink dress, but I'm also can hold myself well
Absolutely.
and can
You
push
can be a
back if I
badass
need
and
to.
wear feminine frilly clothes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just really depends on the mood, but it does. I think growing up, I definitely used styling and fashion as a coping mechanism.
Yeah. I get that.
I had a very traumatic childhood, and so I would utilize clothes and styling to create my own world, right? To kind of dissociate and like, this is
Yeah.
my world here, and I get to be in this pretty little world where nothing really touches me.
Oh yes.
And it also was like armor. So going
Absolutely.
into things, you feel at least confident knowing that you are put together, you do look good, and at the end of the day, you can't really be controlling what's around you, but at least you can
You can
control
control.
how you look and how you feel about that.
Exactly.
So
That's
That's
one of the things. Oh,
No, I was about to say, bring the correlation between your culture and like how you wore it. It's just like you almost subconsciously or just leaving your culture, like they were sewing the armor and all of that. You created your own armor.
Oh, wow.
with
that is pretty
what-
cool. Yeah.
That's
what you did.
cute.
So
I
I'm
like
I don't
that
know.
connection.
I saw that connection.
That's very true.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, what is it? Sacred adornment is really important and is a spiritual technique to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Whether it be, I'm not wearing them today, but I wear my hematite bracelets, and they're necklaces, certain rings, like things like, yeah, you can adorn yourself and protect yourself, and it's definitely a way to armor yourself as you move through different environments.
Yeah. I love getting to see you in your armor. Honestly,
Thank you.
It reminds me of the first time I saw you. You were styling for the Why Not Petites Stylist Expo, and all the stylists were in the room, and I thought, oh my gosh, all the garments are so fabulous. But I literally remember saying to my friend Yami, I was like, I hope I get to work with her. I saw your outfit. It was so unique. So many, like literally like what you said, different textures, different fabrics, different pieces, like all put together to create one thing. I mean, I already love your outfit right now. Like you have the pink glasses, you have the fur on the jacket, you have, a pastel blouse, and then it all is tied together with this really cool pair of dark leather pants. And honestly, I take so much style inspiration. Oh, already. Sorry. Okay. I take so much style inspiration from that because I love the idea of putting things together that you don't see as many people put together, but if you style it right, like it works. And you wear it with confidence, with creativity.
Yes.
I love that. And I'm curious, when you were finding like your style, and I know like we are in the Midwest, and I feel like if you go to the coasts, there are different styles that people are trending with, and I just know what it's like for me going to high school, and there being really widely adopted Midwestern style, and trying to find your own voice within that. And I'm just curious, with you finding your personal style, maybe we did already talk about this, but when it comes to you finding your personal style, how did you find that and go against the grain from what's usual?
That's very hard.
It's very hard.
It was very hard. Like, I grew up in a very Christian, conservative, Romanian bubble. And my family would make fun of me a lot for the hairstyles that I wore or the clothing that I wore. But it's either deny who I am or be who I am.
Who you are.
And you can't, the more you suffocate yourself, the more disconnected you are, and that was extremely uncomfortable for me. And so
you needed your armor.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, yeah, what do you do? Like, at the end of the day, I chose to be who I was, and it wasn't fully. You know what I mean? I still definitely dampened myself down and to be more digestible for everyone.
Digestible, that's the word.
Yeah. But it's just this allegiance to thyself and to the truth, ultimately, to truth.
Living your truth.
Yes.
Oh, so important.
It is. Gosh. And you gotta stay true to yourself, and soon enough, your environment will start affirming you too. Like I said, I went to the school, I went to Central St. Martin's, like that really affirmed me, and that just really, I think that was like definitely a part of the catalyst to me, just being like not giving a fuck. Because at the end of the day, as a little stuck up as this might sound, but like I know I look good.
Absolutely.
Like it's like I look good.
You look fabulous.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And even if I don't look good, like I'm having fun.
You're having fun
and I'm learning.
Absolutely.
And that's you have to at least put yourself out there and be vulnerable to allow yourself to learn. Because when you put it on your body and you see how it feels and looks, and you're like, I don't really like this is not an outfit that I would repeat. Maybe I would do it this way next time.
Yeah.
But you're learning.
Absolutely.
And that, like, you can't take life so seriously.
That's such a good that's such a good phrase right there.
Yes.
Just you can't take yourself too seriously, because there will always be someone calling you cringe
Yes.
or that doesn't work, but it's like, I know I look good.
Yes.
I'm experimenting.
And this isn't for you. This is for me.
This is for me. Literally.
Yes.
If I'm living my truth, then it's like, what else could I want?
Yes.
That's the best thing.
And it's all just about playing. Like, I truly do believe that we are here to just experience ourselves in all the different ways possible. I think that we are just the universe experiencing self through many different perspectives. And that the point of life is to just experience and to know ourselves.
Yeah.
And why would we stop ourselves from doing the very thing that we're made to do?
I love
so,
that.
Yeah.
It's a good perspective on it.
Yes.
It's a hard thing to do. But ultimately, it's a worth it thing to
Yeah.
live your truth.
It makes life a lot more meaningful.
I agree.
So
I
filled
agree.
with meaning and texture and layers and,
layers
depth.
and I love all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We've talked about what it's like trying to find personal style. It's definitely a journey, you know.
yeah, I think it's a combination of like what you love, your special interests, and what makes you feel good.
Oh yeah.
And when you put it on your body, like, does this make you feel good?
Yeah.
I think what we said before was like, at least for me, like, I love a good suit. Like,
Yeah.
for
Oh
me,
yeah, good suits.
It's like a suit, whether it be black, blue, like gray, like I love a good suit because it almost like for me as a guy, that's what I saw almost every day.
Right,
you know?
right.
Like I saw like a good-looking man going to work wearing the suit, and you almost feel it almost automatically when you put it on, but also when you see someone wear a suit, you're like, he has his life together.
Yeah.
Or like, hey, he's going
Confidence.
through like the confidence of just like, hey, there's so much power.
There
for
is.
that.
There's so much power in dressing up,
Absolutely.
being intentional, being detail oriented, and just being intentional.
I think that's the important thing, because even when I'm doing like my casual outfits more intentionally now, I'm doing like, I'm wearing my watch, or I'm wearing my necklace, or
Yes.
or
Accessories.
I know,
Gotta
exactly.
have.
Exactly.
But also, it's just like whenever I like have things, I'm just like, someone asked me about my watch, and like, hey, look, they see it's a Ferrari. I'm like, yeah, I actually love like cars and like Formula One and all that. It's all like
Part of your identity. You get to
You're
Exactly.
expressing
Identity.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Oh, what did I want to say about that? God damn it. It came and it left.
No, that's
No
okay.
worries, no worries.
That's what I love about fashion is like it's so much part of your identity.
Yes.
And the people who treat fashion as I could talk about this forever, but I won't. The people who treat fashion as frivolous, like it's just clothes. Like, no, like it's part of who we are.
Yeah.
Like the things that we wear, it really is armor.
Yes,
It represents who we are, if not who we feel necessarily at the moment. It's who we want to be. It's it's all part of it. It's all relevant.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you get to have a watch that it's part of your interest with Ferrari, and you get to go on a tangent and you get to go on a talk about what you love with it. Like, I think that is so special.
I agree.
We all deserve to have things like that and get to own it.
I agree. I think, what is it? I say that, style, it's a tool to be able to understand yourself better. And that's what I want to continuously encourage people to do, is to explore who they are via their outer wear.
I love that. Yeah. Just to explore.
It's really important.
Definitely.
As we're coming to a close to this podcast, more than anything.
Oh yes. And how are we doing warmth-wise? I know the car. Are you doing
I'm
okay?
fine.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Do you have any last questions before I do the last one?
I have 1,001 more questions. I have 1,001 more questions. I guess one of them that I would ask, which maybe we did talk about, is, and I ask this because I definitely look up to you in you owning your style, and I love that. I love that. I'm always trying to own my style every day.
Yes.
How, when you were trying to find your style, how did you block out the voice that was telling you, like, this is going to make me stick out like a sore thumb from everybody else? Because I know that feeling. I'm the one that goes to all the Easters and the Christmases, and I have bleach eyebrows, or I have bright pink hair, and at this point,
honey.
I know, I love it.
Yes.
And at this point, my family they're not even surprised by it anymore.
They get used to it.
They get used to it. But it definitely was, for the first many years, being like, I'm gonna look like I'm sticking out like a sore thumb at this family gathering, either with people that I know, or like I remember going to a funeral service for, not someone super close, but still a funeral service where I want to look nice. And I remember thinking, I am going to attract so much attention. How do I find this balance of, like, I'm going to look like I'm the weird person in the room versus, like, I'm still going to wear my nice respectful clothes. But it's a balance that I'm trying to find.
Yeah.
And there was this word that was constantly in my head of feeling like, oh, I'm going to look cringe. And I hate that word. I hate that word.
That's such a plight for the Gen Z.
Oh,
I'm
my
so sorry,
God.
you guys.
I hate that word is
It makes me so sad. Yeah, I do too, because we did not. I don't know how old you are, Abe, but
he's Gen Z. Well,
are you Gen Z as well?
I think so.
I am like the youngest of the millennials.
Okay.
So I just made that ending cusp. So I do relate to Gen Z as well.
Okay, yeah.
But like,
what an unfortunate word.
It is an unfortunate word. It's unfortunate for me to walk into, because I don't go out at all, but I recently went dancing and I walked into Slippery Slope where me and Dan, had one of our very first encounters. It was actually at Emporium, but we walk into Slippery Slope and no one is dancing.
Ugh.
I'm like, what is
Have
the point?
fun.
What I heard through the get-go that this was happening and that Gen Z just is not dancing in the clubs, and I'm just like, this is the plight of like cringe, right? In some ways, I think it's just because you guys have a certain level of self-awareness that is good in some ways, but it's clearly
Too much.
been a detriment to you guys at such a young age.
Absolutely.
Which makes me very sad to witness. And hopefully, maybe you guys can look up to the older generations and we can give you that permission to just like be who you are. I danced like a maniac on that dance floor, and there were other people who joined who didn't give a fuck, and that's that's what it is. It's like not taking life so seriously, first of all. Second of all, knowing that what you're wearing, it looks good.
It looks good.
It looks good. Like,
Point blank.
sure, you could not like it, but I know that this is tea. Like, this is definitely an outfit that deserves the attention,
The
and
self-assurance of that.
yeah, it's like, it might not blend in with the norm, but I don't want to blend in.
And that's such a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
It's like it can feel so. It can feel like there's pressure to blend in when everyone talks about one thing as looking good and one thing as looking as this is fashionable, and when there are like color rules or fashionable styling rules that everyone's talking
trends
about,
or stuff like that. Throw the trends out the door.
My gosh.
I never look at the trends, and then sometimes when I do, I'm like, I hate that. I actually really like that.
Yeah, and you can take what you want.
Yes, and then eventually it's trending, and I'm like, oh, actually no, I kind of like that now, and then I just adopt it into whatever it is that I'm wearing, you know. But I never let that dictate anything. It's like you are the authority of what looks good, and the more that you tell yourself that and know yourself, tell yourself that and truly believe that, like embody it, right? Then the opinions of others they fade away more.
They don't matter one bit.
Yes. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. I think there are moments to read the room, like a funeral situation. Right. I actually, have had that happen to me this year too. Or like, a bridal situation. Like, you have an outfit that's cute, but it's like bordering white, and you're like, should I wear this or not? Like, there are some things like that.
Read the room a little bit,
but as far as like a casual like day and you're trying to have fun and enjoy yourself or whatever, like you just go for it. Yeah. And really try to just embody it. Like you really have to not only know it, but you also have your body has to believe it. And that there is a gap in between what you know and what your body believes. And it's about constantly marrying the gap.
So well said.
Yeah.
So well said. Did you get that? That's good advice.
Come on, people.
One last thing before we close it off, and
sure.
It's more of just advice for basically anybody, whether that be a stylist, designer, or just a person just trying to discover themselves. What's a piece of advice that you would give to anybody who is just trying to discover themselves a little bit for how they want to dress or how they want to style or design?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The questions we're always trying to figure out. We're always trying to think about.
That's a very good question. And what advice would I give to anyone who is trying to learn more about their style? Well, it's a lot of what we've talked about.
Yeah, of course.
And I would say, first of all, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start it off. It's just not that serious.
Yeah, nothing. I mean, there are a lot of serious things in life, but like it's always important to pull yourself out, right? We live in an existence where we experience things with a magnifying glass, and it's always important to pull yourself to that mountaintop view, right? So in life, you have to be in it, and you have to be experiencing life. And then when you're done in that experience, it's really important to take a step back and look at that experience and put things into perspective.
Right.
And in this moment, when it comes to fashion and wearing clothes, that's very important to have, is perspective, and to know that it's really never that serious. And that's something that I tell myself as well, because I'm extremely hard on myself too.
Good to have a reminder.
Yes. But aside from just, okay, we have that mindset, we're walking into it with this mindset, right? This is about play and self-discovery. So if we can walk in with a mindset that this is always about just self-discovery and play, I mean, it's the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like, okay, from there, it's like, all right, what do you love? Like,
Yeah.
what really just makes you so passionate and just like turn you on, and like you start talking about it and you won't shut up.
Yeah.
Like, follow that. That is the breadcrumb. Follow your special interest, follow your feelings, and but in order to follow your feelings, you need to know what you're feeling.
You need to be more in tune with yourself.
So you have
in
to
that
be in
way.
tune with yourself.
Right.
So that's why I just love the fact that like fashion and styling, ultimately it is just like this beautiful, wonderful, fun tool to be able to express ourselves and to understand ourselves more deeply.
Absolutely.
So that's the initial advice I would move into. And if you want to know more, maybe I can personal style for you.
There she is. Yes. And speaking of that, do you want to plug your socials?
Yes.
Where they can find you? Very important.
Well, I really just have one, I would say.
Well, still.
Which is Instagram. It's
Instagram.
Rahela la 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 la. That's 4 Lalas. And yeah, I have a website too. It's raheladesigns.com, and that's where you'll find a lot of my graphic design work, creative direction work, and styling as well. So, yeah.
Can get personally styled by the Rahela.
Yes.
I love. Oh my gosh, I had such a great time talking.
No,
with you.
this is fun. I could gab forever.
I know. I was gonna say we could be here for a few more hours.
Like,
but we might-
yeah,
There's
you
gonna
can give
be-
me some more questions.
There's going to be a time where we're going to put this into a studio. We can record for 4 hours, and
my
then we can definitely make it.
Oh my gosh, and we can
Fabulous.
have blankets and pillows, and I'll just be having my feet up, and I'll be like, fashion, fashion, fashion.
I'm here for it.
Ugh.
I could talk all day.
Me
Same.
too.
Yeah.
So fun.
I told you, I'm like, this is like the whole point. We can just like
Just talk.
Yeah.
Get to know each other.
and all that.
Yeah, this is a lot better
Yeah,
than I
This is
expected.
nice. I'm so glad.
Thank
How
you.
are you feeling?
Good.
That's good.
Good. There are a couple things that are outside of me that are stressing me out, but
Okay,
this
yeah.
is nice.
This is a nice
Yeah.
safe space. As we are in a chilly car with it getting more.
Looks like we're doing something or another in here. I don't know what.
I know we're just talking so much. You can't tell, but the car is getting foggy. But it's just because we have so much exciting conversation.
There's so much life in this car.
Exactly.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being
thank
here.
you for
It
being
was such a
here.
pleasure. You
I
guys
loved
are
it.
so wonderful.
You were so wonderful.
Mwah.
It was great just
Thank
getting
you.
to like learn from you and
Yeah.
just getting to talk about everything. So
Yes, and you can always just give me a call.
that's true. That's true.
You know,
I'll give
if
you
you
a call.
ever do have any other questions, I'm here for you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. This is Rahela. Again, thank you so much for being on here. And thank you guys so much for getting to be part of our conversations where we go on different tangents and we talk about different things and we get distracted with little mics and all of that. It's part of the Ride of Our Lives radio.
It's part of the journey.
It definitely is.
Yes.
But-
Embrace it all.
Absolutely.
Flow.
Absolutely.
Flow with it.
We're definitely flowing. We're definitely
Yep.
flowing.
Indeed.
I was cold and now I'm hot and I'm ready to stretch my legs. So, you ready to?
Yeah, go
you ready to
ahead.
say? Okay. Wait. What were you gonna say? Go ahead.
No, I
you.
was just gonna say bye, guys.
Okay. I was gonna say bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll see you later. See you next time.
Mwah.
Bye. That's what I did.